it. Welcome to Derry episode 4 review. Let's get right into this. And yeah, if you didn't notice last week, didn't upload a video, that's on me. Okay, my fault, I missed that. But okay, in terms of this episode, I just want to say this episode was really, really good. So good that I actually think it's the best season of the episode thus far. And we're only halfway through with this episode. Episode 4, got 4 more to go. And this episode's so good that I'm like, wow, there's sort of moments where I'm like, damn, this episode's so good, it could have been like a penultimate episode or even a cliffhanger season finale type. Just because the pacing was tremendous. Never a dull moment. Like, you could just tell the script was absolutely tight. I wonder how many revisions they did to this. Like, this thing was flawless. Okay, that's how good it was. Just watching, you can tell. Just watching, you can tell. And also, I guess the main reason why I thought this episode was so good, it was very eventful. Like I said, ties back into it. They didn't waste anything. Not even a line was wasted. Like, oh my god, this episode was absolutely insane. So much stuff happened. I'm like, it was maybe a little too much stuff, okay, that was crazy. And I love this series because it actually has hour-long episodes, right? So there's a lot of stuff that happens, okay? A lot of stuff. Like, I'm loving this. Like, series, come on. Like, we need all series to be like this. This is insane, okay? Insane. Yeah, we start the episode with the kids dropping off the evidence from the end of the previous episode, the photos, drop them off to the cops. And of course, in typical fashion, I already saw this coming from a mile away, but when the cops look at the evidence, guess what? Okay, this man Pennywise, he's like, nah, I'm rewriting history with this. And the pictures of just other stuff, but there was the one where you see him. So he wants to make, he's low-key sending a message to the kids like, yeah, no, this is me, okay? Okay, this is me. Just letting y'all know, okay, don't mess with me, type of thing, okay? He's just teasing them. And the cops obviously laugh at that, and this kind of goes back into the whole thing. They're like, bro, Pennywise knows what he's doing. We see later on in the episode, he's making Lilly especially like just look crazy because of the whole silent thing. He's trying to set her up, essentially. And let me see our next part. Let me skim through it a bit. But we do see, I forget her name. I should know her name by now. Let me see what her name is. Let me search it up here. Let me try to see. Rose. Rose, also, she's a very vital character to the season. And she's trying to, because remember last episode, her relationship with General Shaw and stuff like that got revealed. But she's pretty much trying to, I guess, figure out stuff about what the military's doing there. And of course, Charlotte's husband, we know, is Leroy. And he's just, he can't talk about it, obviously. He says it's his wife every time. She gets annoyed at it, but he works for the military. And I guess Rose is like, oh, this is the perfect time to drop off the lamp, whatever. Do a nice favor. But also, try to get some details, low-key. But here, pretty much, we see them form a relationship, and this kind of, I don't know if it inspires. I think maybe in a way it does. Kind of inspires Charlotte to start, getting back into like the movement stuff, right? Because later on we see her helping, bro, what's the name? Hank. We see her helping Hank. And yeah, as we fast forward, we see the stuff in the school. And let me talk about this. We know that, what's her name? Bro, I forget the names all the time. This is crazy. It's crazy how often I forget the names. But her name is, Marge. Bro, I forget her name. Marge. Oh my god. Up until this episode, I'm like, man, Marge is a bum. Okay, I still think that. I believe that even more. Okay, that's why. What happened to her? I don't know if this is like to the extreme. But man, screw Marge, bro. Marge really got karma, bro. This man Pennywise is just laughing. He's like, just laughing at it. This man Pennywise technically got a 2-for-1 if you think about it, because not only did he set up Lilly, he also, got Marge. Just, got rid of her eyes, essentially, right? So, yeah, that was insane. That was very gruesome. Like, whoa, I can't believe this. And that's not even the most, like, crazy, I don't know. That could be considered the craziest thing in the episode, but I feel like there's a lot of other eventful stuff, which I said earlier on. But the whole way that was set up, I'm like, damn. And Marge is literally trying to set up Lilly. So I'm like, you know what, screw you. Screw you, Marge. And Marge throughout just been that type of character that you're like, God, she's so annoying. I can't wait until, something just happens to her, and just get this karma. That's what happens. This happens. But then again, like I said, now even all the kids, even her friends, even Lily's friends, they think like Will, Rich, Ronnie, they all think, they're probably, like, you could tell they're all thinking the same thing, like, whoa, no way. Like, they can't even believe that she did it, because he set Pennywise, bro. He set him up. He set her up. It's crazy. I couldn't believe like, okay, the whole thing from when her eyes started bleeding out and stuff like that, and then you see her go into, I don't blank on the name, bro. Into the workshop room, essentially. I'm like, damn, that was like, it was absolutely insane. It's absolutely insane. Cause like I remember like in high school using those type of machines too. I'm like, whoa, this is crazy stuff. Like it's very. I mean, not the situation itself is relatable, but the environment of it. Okay, that's what I'm gonna say. Okay, I don't know anyone that has after eyes, but yeah, the eyes thing. The first thing I thought, I'm like, damn, this connects back to earlier in the episode when the kids are literally in the class and they're watching like that, I don't know, presentation or documentary, whatever it was, that video about what was it? I forget what it was. It was about some insect. Okay, I'm blanking right now, and I'm like, whoa, her eyes are literally like that. And then you see her using the machines to pretty much like just get rid of it. Insane stuff. Insane. Okay, that's all I can really say. Insane. And I guess another little thing in this episode is that we see Halloran. He finally got his request accepted. Okay, from, what was it, the Colonel? I think it was the Colonel. And now, him and the boys, they have a spot to hang out that's secluded, and I think that could come down later on in the season to be a bad thing, because I'm like, man, I have a bad feeling about this. I feel like this literally smells like just a hate crime incoming. Okay, like I'm not gonna lie, I'm just saying it point blank. It smells like he's setting them up in a way because of how secluded it is, and then they're gonna obviously they cleaned the whole place up. We saw her; they were cleaning it up. They got most of it done, and I just feel like something bad's gonna happen down here. Okay. Like they're gonna burn this place down or something. Not them, but other people are gonna burn this place down, or maybe Pennywise does something along the lines of that. And now that I think about it, there is that one scene we've kind of seen with Pennywise, just like the whole fire thing. Maybe there's something that happens here with that fire. I don't know. I'm just kind of theorizing, just throwing that out. But yeah, this is cool. And then obviously we see Leroy he goes fishing with his son, because this is after Will pretty much tells his mom about the whole thing, what happened last episode, and pretty much she's like, you should go out, with Will, be good for both of you, and they go out fishing. And then guess what? I guess their line broke or something, and for fishing. I don't know fishing that well, but he's getting something from the car for the fishing. That's Leroy, and then Will's all left there. And I'm like, oh no, and you feel it. He's getting anxious and everything. And another thing about the show. The tension building, absolutely amazing. But like it always has, every episode, I'm always on the edge of my seat. Like you never know what's gonna happen. And that's in part 2, like I said in previous videos. The precedent that the first episode, especially the first few minutes, set up, or sorry, not the first few minutes, the precedent that the first episode set up, right? That anything could literally happen. So yeah, he's waiting for his dad, and as that happens, he gets dragged. Okay, so like he sees like this fish at his feet. He's looking at whatever he knows wholesome, and then guess what? Out of nowhere, all of a sudden, he gets dragged into the water by this figure, this person, and we see that it's like a dead version of his father. Okay, that's pretty insane. And his father, and then you see he has his marks all over him. He's drowning. His father's this version is like dead version of his father's like drowning him, and then his son Will's like screaming, and the father, that like actual version Leroy comes, and then he's like, what happened, son? What happened? And then you see the marks on him, and then he tells his dad, and it's like, bro, I'm like, how is dad gonna react to this? Because dad kind of like is, he kind of like, you get pissed at this type of stuff. But then he sees a balloon too, and it's like, oh man, like he kind of believes it, right? Which is why later on in the episode we see, what's the name? We see Leroy talking to Halloran about it, because he knows Halloran knows something, but not he didn't fold. Halloran didn't fold. Let me think about this. What was I gonna say? There's a lot of like foreshadowing in this, or like a lot of like underlying stuff that they're hinting at for the rest of the season. But I'm forgetting it right now. Oh man, what was it? I forgot it. But there's a lot. Okay, there's a lot. I was about to talk something from the scene about it. But yeah, it pretty much like was on the thing that, what was I gonna say? Leroy. That's one thing that they're kind of foreshadowing, that he could die later in the season when he goes on like another what's called another like mission up in the sky with Halloran. But yeah, I don't know. We'll see what actually happens. And let me see the next scene here. Then we see like a good thing where Charlotte, she's going and she's back into the movement, right? She's getting back into the movement and trying to help out Hank. And let me see here. Let me go to the part where it actually happens. Yeah. So she's pretty much, she went to the police station for the second time. She got permission from the mother to obviously meet Hank. And here we see Leroy's like, I guess is like co-pilot, right? We've seen throughout the season. He's conveniently outside there, and then he obviously snitches, you know. He's like, come on. And we know she's doing this even though Leroy's like, you know, don't do it, okay? It's gonna cause problems. And she still does it, right? Because it's the right thing to do, but it's complicated. You know what I mean? Because she does it, and then like Leroy's job and stuff, and just makes it more complicated for him, but also, you know, just an innocent man. But then we also find out that Hank, where he actually was with a white woman, and then there's a whole, obviously, like the obvious thing, the whole like racial issue there, I guess. So that's like another problem that, like you said, they find out I'm literally dead, they're gonna hang me. Yeah, so like crazy stuff. This episode I thought was just like the whole season as a whole has been really good at tackling like the issues of inequality, racism, but this episode I feel like was the best at it. And then let me see what else happened here. We see the general. He gets images of the indigenous boys who were just kind of like scoping out the site, and we know that the indigenous community, they don't like how the military is kind of just like snooping around and stuff, because they're like they're gonna cause problems. Okay, they're gonna unleash something. We find out at the end kind of the origin of that. Long story short, yeah, you see the whole thing of Marge. Crazy stuff. And then let me see here. And then, yeah, Will's sleeping. And then he can't sleep because he keeps on thinking about that whole traumatic thing that happened earlier on the day with the fishing. And then he looks through his telescope, you know, just because he's wide awake and whatever. Sees a guy walking his dog. And then he moves a bit over to the left. And behind his tree, you see Pennywise, bro, just chilling. Pennywise is just chilling there. And then Will just screams, and his dad comes in, mom comes in. And then he tells his dad, oh, someone's there. And then, you know, Leroy, he's thinking in the lens, he's assuming like, oh, shoot, it's someone like, it could be like a hate crime maybe, or someone that, because of what my wife did, pretty much with the, you know, trying to help out Hank. And that's another thing, like, because of what Charlotte did, she's doing a good thing by helping Hank, but also, obviously, you saw her rub the cops the wrong way. Something else is gonna happen. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. Something bad's gonna happen. I don't know what, but something bad's gonna happen. And then, yeah, Leroy goes out, and then he sees no one there. Okay? But what he does see is another balloon. And they saw that earlier during the fishing thing. Then he realized, oh, shoot, I know what this really is. I know who this really was. Okay, so Pennywise is teasing all over, okay? Like, this guy's a troll. He's low-key a troll. And then we see Leroy, he rushes back. He, like, goes back on the base, and he, you know, rushes into the general's, like, office. And he's like, I want to know what's really going on. What are we actually trying to find? And then that's where General Shaw takes him into, like, the interrogation room where we see Halloran. And he pretty much has what's the guy's name? Taniel, right? And he pretty much just goes into Taniel's head, because Taniel doesn't otherwise give him any details. Goes in his head, and then he gets the memory playing of when he was younger and with his Aunt Rose. And yeah, he pretty much finds out the origin story. And let me say, that origin story is absolutely insane. Okay, that was another like favorite part of my episode there. A lot of lore that were getting dropped. A lot of lore, but also I'm like, man, it was very sad as well. Okay, it was very sad to say the least. What happened there? Like the sacrifice that was made. But this is what Halloran needed, right, for General Shaw. And it's pretty much, what was it, like the the locations essentially. And now I wonder what's gonna happen here, because this is gonna make us the indigenous community, and especially Rose. I wonder what they're gonna do in return, because General Shaw realized the General Shaw pretty much did this because he's like realizing, oh shoot, Rose is gonna like keep on applying pressure to us, and he literally says season desist is only the beginning. We're gonna get more stuff, and then we're gonna have to like pack up and stuff. So he's trying to expedite this by doing this. So I wonder what the indigenous community are gonna do, in order to fight back against him. And yeah, like I said, this whole sequence here with the flashback, insane. And like we found out the lore about the whole artifact, or not the artifact, the whole like, what's the name of it? I guess the artifact, yeah, the power of it, because we were kind of theorizing what it could mean, and we know what it means now. So that's pretty cool. But at the end, like I said, Taniel literally directs Halloran to the door, and then he's like, "This is where you need to go." And we literally get kind of like a zoom in through the door, with the lighting, and then the light slowly fades away. And he's like, "You need to go to like the tunnels." And we find out it's under this house. Yeah, he has to go to the It house, right? If I'm not wrong, it's the It house that we know from like the movies. So, unless I'm wrong, correct me in the comment section down below. But like that makes the most sense. That's why it's such a, at the end, an epic conclusion for this episode. And I'm like, man, this is oh man, a lot of stuff's about to go down. Okay, a lot of stuff's about to go down. People are gonna get slimed up. And this is what I'm expecting, right? It's rumored that we see Pennywise in episode 5, and this makes perfect sense, right? This is not his base, right? This is his base. So, yeah, I'm very excited to see Pennywise in the next episode. But yeah, anyways, let me know think down below. Did you like this episode? Did you not? I thought it was an insane episode, by far the best of the season. But yeah, anyways, thanks for watching. I'll see you next one. Peace.